For 45 years, I've sacrificed everything for you.
Yes.
And this one thing I would do for my only child. No,
Yes.
I would save that child.
Yes.
And
Now,
let's
I want to
see
ask you a question. If the tables were turned, would you want him to save you?
It is his choice.
When love and loyalty collide, where does morality stand? On this gripping episode of The Divide, we confront one of life's most agonizing dilemmas. If forced to choose, would you save your spouse or your child?
I would save my child over my spouse.
Automatically going to save my child and leaving him alone. I'm teaching my child never to be loyal to anybody.
We delve into the moral, emotional, and cultural intricacies surrounding this impossible decision. Your spouse or child, who comes first?
Your spouse, then I would also like to know who that would save their children. Their kids.
Spouse.
You save your spouse.
Yes, I will.
He shocked you too. I mean, that's how he shocked me too.
She had
I don't love them less anyway.
Alright.
But with the question on ground,
Alright.
I would
Just come
save my
forward. But I thought you were going to save your child, right?
as a mother, right?
Yeah,
But I would save my spouse. I don't know why everyone feels I should not save my spouse. I must save my children. I don't think it goes so. I'm a family life coach, and we believe that the marriage itself is the bedrock of the family. For a very strong family, if you're going to build a strong, lasting family, the marriage itself has to be the focus. You work on the marriage. When it is coming from the marriage, you're teaching the children stability. But if you're in this space where you have to choose the child against the father, you are breaching this. We're not getting married so that we can have children. We get married and the children come along the line. But at the first instance of getting married, if you're getting married to someone and what is at the back of your mind is children, you're going to have issues. When the children are not coming in the first 2-3 years, you're going to go crazy because that has been your focus. And that's what will lead you to take this decision.
Like she said, it doesn't mean I love my child less. But the truth is, first of all, you can still procreate. And then when you are getting married, it's in sickness, in health, for richer, for poorer. So, I mean, that is one of those very, very in sickness, in health moments. And then we can always cry about it together.
Yeah.
I can't cry about it to my child, like, oh, I gave you the lungs I'm meant to give your mother and all that. So, yeah, in all honesty, we can always create again, except, you know, if the situation is different. But, yeah.
One of the reasons why I get married is for intimacy, right? And the same way I also believe there's no way I can have equal measures of intimacy I have with my children, with my spouse. So if given that option, or I'm faced with the challenge of having to choose between my spouse, I will definitely go with my wife. And intimacy is just one of it. Also looking at ability to procreate, like somebody mentioned that earlier. Coladi mentioned it, right? So I can't just wake up one day and say, okay, yeah, you know what? I happen to have a female child, yeah, you know what? Go lie on the bed and I want to. It's not possible. Definitely, that means I'm totally out of my mind.
I'm the most unlikely person to pick my spouse because currently I'm actually going through a separation with my spouse at the moment. But screw the kids. Like, they'll be fine. Because at the end of the day, my parents didn't choose me. At the end of the day, my dad shipped us to boarding school so he could have time with his wife. Your spouse is supposed to be your best friend. I would always pick my best friend. Like, there's no debate. Whether it's the child, whether it's my mom, love your mom too. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna pick my baby girl.
I've been picking my child over my spouse because with the shege I've seen, I'm not going to pick any man over my child. And that's my child, that's my flesh and blood. That's the child I carried for 9 months. I know the pains I went through. CS, pains, sleepless nights, like that's my child, that's my everything.
I, Joy Albo, will choose her child over any man, and I will say it with all confidence. Now let's take it back from creation. The Bible says man and woman go into the world and do what? Multiply. Who are you multiplying? The key to multiply, and then you let them expand. I would never do that. I would save my child over my spouse over and over again. So why would you kill your future for now I mean, this is a child that is bearing your name. This is a child that is going to live after you for generations. But if you choose your child, there is every possibility that your child will live to replicate and your name will keep going over and over again. So I would choose my child over my spouse.
I'm coming in your house. I know you're gonna in the same house.
Your only child needs a kidney and your spouse needs a kidney too. Who are you giving?
Spouse.
Okay, so I'm saving my spouse if she needs a kidney over my child, because though initially I thought of saving my child first, but I realized again that the field of medicine is developing, right? And I believe that with time, and as also medicine and technology also are evolving, I believe that over time we can come up with something.
Now let me say this, what's the guarantee that you that is giving your kidney is going to be alive to witness it? So I would choose my child.
I believe that as an adult, she needs it daily more.
Right.
While my child also can have some other healing mechanisms or other things also to help give the support that the child needs. That's why I'm going to save my spouse over my child.
For this particular context, I will save my child. And the reason I will is because, first of all, I'm even sure that my wife will tell me to save my child. Secondly, even if it is kidney, right, I still have time with my spouse to discuss things. First of all, say, okay, I fetch on Monday. What are we going to do? Blah, blah. Because like I said, the person I am going to marry would definitely save the child.
Your child is an adult, your spouse is an adult. Your spouse will know, your child might not know. And for me in this context, the motherly instinct in me will ask me to choose my child. The committed and loyal part of me will ask me to choose my husband. Because for every decision, we make those decisions together. I don't just sit back and make, okay, choose the child, choose the husband. I will still go to him because it's breathing.
They are both incapacitated and you can't have conversations with anyone.
No,
because the choice is to choose
just to choose
one person. Just
we
choose.
will talk.
Right?
Kidney issues don't do that.
Can I
Maybe
say
because
they
it
have
chose
it.
Exactly.
It doesn't do
You
that.
have some
It's
support
like-
here.
can I say
Actually, you
something?
can
I'm
see the
not saying for the
exactly.
sake of the
It's not-
hypothetical.
no,
exactly.
it's not on
You
the
still have
spot
time
issue.
with your
Yeah.
spouse.
So the
Yeah,
issue
okay.
is,
There still be
like
some
I said,
support.
what we
There's
instinct
some
in
medical.
me-
Maybe they wanted them in dialysis room
Wait,
and they say,
you
quickly
ask
choose.
me, no. They say, even in that choice, I will want to speak to my husband.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Now we have a decision to make as a family. For me, I will choose you.
Yes.
Let's assume our marriage is 45 years.
Yes.
For 45 years, I've sacrificed everything for you.
Yes.
And this one thing I would do for my only child. No,
Yes.
I would save that child.
Yes.
And
Now,
let's
I want to
see
ask
it.
you a question. If the tables were turned, would you want him to save you?
It's his choice. It's his
Don't
choice.
cop out.
No. If the
Choose.
tables-
That's how I walk when I ain't got no shame, man. My name is Afolabi Chukwuike Laoye. I am a legal practitioner, entertainment law specifically, and I'm also an entertainer, way of acting, singing, etc. Small disclosure, I mean, I have 2 kids and I'm currently separated. So in a life or death situation, who will I save, my wife or my spouse? At the moment, my wife and I are separated, I have 2 kids, and still, I'll still save my wife over my kids.
What is the guarantee that I give my kidney and I don't make it out?
Okay.
Tomorrow the man will go and get married. But my child would always live with my kidney, with the memory that my mother gave her only kidney to save me. And for me, that's the greatest gift I will give my child. Wherever I am, I would be happy. So I would definitely give my only kidney.
It's also
okay.
possible your spouse doesn't get married.
He might not get
Amen.
married, but he would definitely
What
have
do you
a
mean,
woman
man?
to come
Amen.
around
What you-
and take care of him.
Yes, a man.
He would he would not get married, but he will have a woman to definitely take care of. Now, see, let's face reality. The truth is, no matter how loyal you are to your spouse, when you're not around, there is always that vacuum you create around them that makes them want to think to the other child. The place of child is irreplaceable.
Can I just ask a question? Let's assume.
As far
Let's
as
assume.
I am
Let's assume your
concerned,
child.
I would choose my
Hold
child
on.
for the
She has-
future. I would choose my child for prosperity's sake.
Yeah.
I would choose my child.
Yeah, man. It's a thinker, but I'm still gonna give my spouse over my child because, you know, like I said, I mean, regardless of their age, they're all still going to live their own lives. And plus, if I'm honest, the whole point of parenting is leading by example, and I would want them to understand that the marriage unit is their first point of call.
My child hasn't really experienced a lot, so he needs to live, and that's my future, that's my child, that's the child I carried in my tummy. I know what I went through to bring that child to this life. So I'm not going to choose my partner over my child.
Now I want to ask you a question. Let's assume your child is 30.
Even if my child were to be 50,
And married.
Still a child.
even if my child were to be 50,
Yes.
I would choose my child
With,
over my
with an
spouse.
able-bodied spouse that
I
has a
would
kidney
choose, I
that will
would say,
match.
now let me tell you something. Let's assume the child is 50, and now the child has grandchildren.
Yeah.
So will I let him die at the expense of his own children because I want to save a man
What happened to
that
his wife?
has given birth to, let's say, 4, 5, and he has lived his own
To
lifespan?
save a man that has.
I'm talking about my
you
spouse. No.
through
See.
all the
Let's
tough
keep sentiment.
times of
Let's keep
life.
sentiment.
Sentiment
Let's
also
keep
applies to
sentiment.
children
Let's keep
as well.
sentiment. I will choose my child. I
Okay.
will choose my child
Okay.
for the fact that that child has kids to take care of.
And that's not sentimental.
It's not sentimental. I'm
It's
looking
not
at the
sentimental.
future.
That's it.
I'm
That is
looking at
the
the
pure
future.
meaning of sentiment.
No,
She's
my
being
future.
futuristic and she's bringing the motherly
I'm bringing out the
Okay,
future.
And
now-
when the motherly instinct comes out, some logics don't work.
Now let's bring in the fatherly
Some
instinct.
logics will
Because there's a
never
fatherly
It's
instinct.
family.
Hold on.
Hello everyone, my name is Kolade Oseni, cinematographer, artist, and colorist. When it comes to kidney, I feel there is time, and then people live with one kidney because there was a situation I was opportune to see recently. Someone had been living with one small kidney for a very long time, and yeah. So with that said, I'll give the kidney to my child to give them the opportunity to at least fight for a chance to life. But I feel like when it comes from a place of hate, right, it's very imperative you are true to yourself. So when it comes to a situation like this where it is a 50-50 thing either ways, if it goes this way it's good, if it goes the other way it is good. So especially when you know the person you're with, me, Kolade Oseni, will choose my child. in this
Thank you,
particular
and that's on
context.
period.
My name is Joy Abu. I'm a certified broadcaster, a certified parental coach, and I'm also into marketing. Yeah, that's what I do. My child would always come first in every situation. I believe in the future, and I will still maintain my stand on the fact that, you see, when you give birth to a child, you owe that child the responsibility of sacrifice. You've lived your years with your spouse, and it's time for you to make that decision. So I will definitely choose my child so that my child will continue from where I have stopped.
Whatever I'm saying is coming from my experience.
Your own experience.
And what I know and what I've seen that works for me.
Yes.
What I see that works for me. I'm from a family where I can't single-handedly sit down and make a decision. Whether my husband is here or he's not here, he must call me for him to tell me, baby, see, we need to do this. What do you think? I must have an input. So in everything we have input with each other.
Yeah.
So where does that place me? It placed me in a place where I have to choose him first.
In a situation where you don't have that opportunity to have that conversation with him.
Keep this another bag.
No. In a situation,
I brought this up.
I brought this up
where
you also have background.
I brought this up.
Also, I
earlier.
was trying to tell you
Let me tell you what I
It's
got.
not that bad. I will
no,
always
no,
tell my child.
let
You know
me
what?
say something.
For the
Let me
sake-
say
for the-
something. Let me say
First.
something. Let's assume you've been doing dialysis and they just call you one early morning and say, oh, it has happened. And the only option right now is right now at this moment, take a decision. And you know the man is in coma, you can't talk to him. What decision are you going to make? Will I be whispering to your ears and I'm looking at I will definitely choose the child.
They need their dad. They need to meet with him. They need to talk with him. You just keep hiding them. You go to a school, don't allow them. He cannot touch them.
When love and loyalty collide, where does morality stand? On this gripping episode of The Divide, we confront one of life's most agonizing dilemmas. If forced to choose, would you save your spouse or your child?
I would save my child over my spouse.
Automatically going to save my child and leaving him alone. I'm teaching my child never to be loyal to anybody.
We delve into the moral, emotional, and cultural intricacies surrounding this impossible decision.
Children, that is your blood.
But they're
running
still
through
disowned.
them. You disown your
Chucked
child.
out the house.
See, no matter how you disown your child, it does not take the fact that that is your child.
No matter how
And
much
there
you
is
disown
no
your spouse,
how you-
it doesn't take the fact that she's your
And the
spouse.
fact that, and the
not
fact
your
that
blood.
we are teaching
Eh?
those children
That's where you get it wrong.
I want you to
Your wife is
understand
not
something.
your
I'm
blood.
coming from a
Your
place of
spouse-
sacrifice.
Yeah.
I'm not coming from a place of loyalty. I'm coming from a place of sacrifice. Joy Abu is
to
coming
both.
from a place of
For both is
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
Oh, my decision will not change. Whether the child is a minor or an adult, my decision will not change. And the reason being that I'm still looking at the future. Let's assume the child is an adult and has a whole family ahead of him or her. Am I going to cut short that joy they have because I want to save a spouse who has actually given birth to this child? I have sacrificed for the spouse.
Choose my child.
I have
Exactly,
sacrificed
eventually.
for
Do you
the
think it's someone that
spouse. What
is
did I
donating the kidney is
sacrifice for the
definitely
child?
sacrificing?
You see, when you talk about regrets, there were times you had regrets and say, oh,
Yeah.
I wish I wouldn't have married this person.
Mhm.
There is nobody you're dealing with in life, any person,
Everybody.
that you don't get to that point, even with your children. There's no point that comes up, you're like, in fact, you at times you just be like, are you sure I'm the one that gave birth to
That's why your friend will chop slap. That's why your friend will chop
And-
slap.
and-
Definitely. I don't take the
Same
fact
thing
that
I
that's my
had-
child. That's my blood.
I am coming. And this happens. And there's also been this supportive person with you. You've taken this vows with not even just about the vows. You've been able to sit with this person and teach your children together. You're teaching them stability.
That's a G,
You're
man.
teaching them loyalty. You're teaching them love. You're teaching them sacrifice. You're teaching your daughters and your sons what it takes to be married. In everything, when you are married, when this comes, choose this. Now, this is a practical time. So what do? Now this child is grown. You go to your spouse.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, whether a man or a woman will end up choosing to go and save the child.
Yeah.
But you've got to ask this question. And you go back to the child.
Hmm.
I am supposed to donate kidney. One, either to you or your dad. But this day, your dad has chosen you. Your dad is going for your sake.
Yes.
You have ministered this thing to
Yeah.
the child. Do you know what you have done? At the end of the day, you have saved your child. At the end of the day, everything you have taught your child, you have practiced. You have put it
In a
practice.
situation where
So
you don't
it
have
needs
that
to encompass
opportunity,
that together.
in a situation where you don't have that opportunity to have that conversation, let's put that aspect.
Okay.
You don't have the opportunity to have that conversation. Do you know that there are times you take some decisions?
Do you know
now?
kidney transplant?
Do you
Do you
know
know anything about kidney transplant?
at least I've seen people that have gone through that
Hold on.
process.
Yes,
So
yes.
if you don't have
It's
the
never like
Now, this
an
is-
instantaneous
now, this
thing.
is it. There are some times that you just say that the kidney just passed out and
Okay.
you've done what you want to.
Yeah.
Now my question is, when you don't have that opportunity to have this conversation
Yeah.
with both the spouse and the child,
Yes.
and you're put on the
You
spot.
need
Yes.
to take the decision for your
Now
spouse.
what
Yes,
do you
yes.
take the decision
Now,
for?
sub question.
What do you take the
Sub
decision
question.
for?
What happens?
That's where sacrifice
Sub
comes
question.
in
What
for
happens
me.
when you, because you're a good parent, you choose your child, and then the child says no, save that. What do you do then?
Does the marriage vow till death do us part supersede parental responsibility?
To death do us part.
Till death do us part.
To death do us part. Nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
Till death do us part.
Yeah?
Till death do us part, right?
Yes, please.
That's the bedrock of the parent.
Come on.
See, if it goes wrong with the marriage, the parenting has a bit of issues. Take it from me. You see, when people are not aligning with this, that's why you find yourself married to someone and there is a separation. You decide to take this child away, use this child as a pawn.
Yeah,
You say, I want to suffer him, you will not see his children. You don't know you're also suffering the children.
Any institution that is not defined for their goal, the general saying is that a committee without a commitment will commit crime, right? So if there is no set goal, if there is no anchor statement or something to something like a watchword, I believe that you are misguided. You don't have a focus, right? So, but if you know that you are in this for these social reasons, I think it better help your decision, and you know that every other thing comes secondary. Every other thing, your spouse, your statement, your vow, holds strong.
I don't believe in the word "till death do us part," and I feel people just say it because I don't know, maybe it's just a wedding vow. Some people just say it because, okay, let's just say it because it's a wedding vow. It's a normal thing they do. So I'm not going to choose. It's not, parenting will always be above till death do us part. I didn't grow up with my parents. I lost my mom as a child. So the person that raised me, she chose a man, her husband, over me, even over her children. And it affected us. It affected me. It affected her child. She didn't know when her child dropped out of school. She didn't know when her child started smoking and doing stuff. She didn't know me when I was molested by her so-called husband. For me, I still stand where I stand.
Come on, girl.
There's nothing like till death do us part in my own dictionary. It is parenting over that one. I'll choose my child over my spouse.
My name is Aduba. Okay, Chidima Jessica Frank Aduba. I'm the executive director of Mavengel School Oba, and also a family life coach. My husband or my child, who comes first? Definitely my husband. There was my husband before my child. Have you considered the fact that with the husband, when the husband came, there's a possibility children wouldn't have come. So who would I have chosen against him? And in this thing, like I say it, marriage builds the family. Then the family builds the society. You can't be talking about the society without getting to the families. And you can't be talking about the families without getting to the two people who came together. You must be intentional on the parenting.
I agree. Yeah.
You can never. It is totally wrong. I see people say, I carry my children to work. I keep them. I don't want him around my children. Like your children, how? You don't even love them. You just love yourself. Is your heart working for you? Is your heart and your emotions and everything running against you? It has nothing to do with any love for them. Because if you actually love them, when they ask you questions about their dad, you should be able, you should feel bad. You should reach out to him to say, come and see
And now, I would like to come in. I would like to come in. And now, coming from the fact that I'm a parental coach, and coming from the fact that we are living in a society that is living out their trauma, and this is on their children, and it's as a result of the wrong foundation of this till they do us part. Now, why am I saying this? You get married to someone, you actually know that this person is toxic. This person beats the hell out of you. You saw the red sign. But because you went to the altar and said, till they do us part, and you don't want the society to tag you, and then you live in there, and then you give birth to children. I feel like this is and then parenting comes in staring at your face, and you're having issues. Training kids that have no
You're talking about people that have integrity issues. Because you have...
Whether you have...
No, it's an integrity issue.
Whether you have integrity issue.
He said, see, the
till
question...
Will you take marriage vows over... Wait. Till then and parenting. Over parenting.
Let me tell you why.
What I said? I hear along the line.
But I'm not coming from your
now,
angle.
no one is
I'm
dead.
coming from the
But
angle
there's a separation.
I'm coming from the angle
now,
where you have a marriage that is not... That is a toxic marriage.
And you knew before you got married.
Now you...
Hey, my name is Abiodun Lady. By the grace of God, I'm married to one wife. I have a child. I'm a cinematographer. I direct. I do video editing, motion graphics. I write at times, and I also believe I'm a serial entrepreneur. Anything I say I do that makes money, I'm all for it. In a life and death situation, who would I say? Well, looking at the question, an open-headed question, I would say my wife. Because I believe there's no child if there is no spouse. I believe by myself or even by my spouse's lone abilities, we can't bring forth this child. There needs to be that union. So for me, I don't see why I would consider a secondary part of life to the primary. And I heard someone talking about the future. Is there a future without a present? Is there a future? I mean, is there a present without the past? I will, any time, any day, I will choose my spouse till death do us part. that phrase speaks to people that understand what they're saying. It's not just meant to be a catchy phrase. So if you truly know that your words carries weight, and you understand that everything that proceeds from your mouth, you also need to hold it dearly, and it's meant to be an anchor going forward. I believe that you're going to marriage first off because you need partnership. You need someone to live your life with. Parenting part of it is going to come later. I see till death do us part as a bigger set, and every other thing, parenting, family, extra, community, a lot of this, it comes as a subset. So that is why for me, till death do us part, that statement should be your anchor through life over parenting. Let's just keep it.
Till death do us part supersedes any other obligation, especially parenting. Let me tell you why. For many reasons. Whether or not you had your children before, okay, let's assume, even in the unlikely event that you had your kids before you got married, right? This is a vow that you have made before God and man, except you don't fear God.
How sincere are those
allow me
vows?
to learn.
How sincere are those vows when you're making it? How sincere are those vows?
Let me tell you why. See, look, the truth is this. To death do us part is a very, 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 very tricky one for most people, because a lot of people just say, because they've been hearing this in movies since they were growing up. It is a very serious commitment that you are making. You are saying the only thing that can make me leave you is if somebody kills me or if I die. So how does what concern parenting? Are you dead? You're not dead. So why are you telling me now that you can't remember what you said before God and man? To say that, look, some child that will take the same vows you took, and that you've taught to have integrity, that you've taught to be a man of their word, a woman of their word. You now tell them that, oh, but there's a proviso. If a child is fine and you just make sure that you keep your children and screw your spouse, it doesn't work that way.
Well, marriage vows doesn't supersede parenting for me, and like I said, I don't believe in, but for better, for worse, till death do us part, I'll still choose parenting over marriage vows.
When you talk about marriage vows, back then, let's assume I didn't belong to this generation, I would have said, okay, I would go with marriage vows. But seeing what is happening in the current generation, I would take parenting over marriage vows, because what we have is simple copycats. People don't even understand the basis of till death do us part.
Till death do you. For how many people sincerely say that? That's why you see that a woman is sick, a man is sick, the first person is just
that's why I said.
How sincere
that's
are
why
those vows?
it's an
I
integrity
said
issue.
something some time ago that we should change that till death do us part, because
what?
we are not being sincere.
To what then?
No, no,
So what do you have? What alternative do you have then?
It's religious.
No,
it's not religious.
People just pick some other person's wedding vows, put it in their program, and then they say, oh, say it, and you say it. Before the marriage vows, did you sit down to understand? If you did that, then we would not be fighting the rates of divorce we are having now. So why would I choose that over what I know that I can nurture the next generation to understand that word till death do us part? So I'll choose parenting and teach them the right path.
Use the word we.
It's religious.
Exactly.
How many people are sincere with their vows?
Some people like us,
How many people are sincere?
Like me too.
So why would I
you don't
choose
use
that over parenting? How would I choose that over parenting?
No.
Why would I?
You're not choosing it over parenting. You're asking. See, the word supersede was clear in
supersede. It means it overrides.
It's not overrides.
That means it's above.
See, let me explain something to you, right?
That
you have several obligations. Okay, let's put it this way. You have to be at work at 8. You have to give the kidney at 8. You have to save your spouse at 8. They are all obligations.
I would choose parenting over all.
Over anything.
I would choose parenting over
all. Who gave
all.
you that obligation?
I would choose parenting
Who
over
gave you the
all.
parenting obligation?
Now, see,
who did you have the child with? Who did you have the child with?
The fact is, I even want to come
whether
there.
you have the child with your current spouse or you had the child outside. See, you for the fact that word till death do us part is there. Joy would choose parenting over all obligations.
Can I say something?
I would choose parenting.
So I think if you're looking at these the statements, not just as a statement now, but as a commitment, as an obligation,
yeah,
and we understand the full extent, the full implication of what it means, then I think anybody, any human living that's married, we choose till death do us part. Because if you are consenting to it, and you understand what you are consenting to,
And you understand.
You
What if
definitely
it was
got.
under pressure?
So let's take that house.
You have money.
No, even if but that's what I'm saying. Now, if you understand the true meaning of that statement, so for me, I don't see why I would consider a secondary part of life to the primary.
Seeing what is happening in the current generation, I would take parenting over marriage.
Vows supersedes parenting.
That vow was made by me before God and before man, and whether or not I still have to keep that vow.
I'm choosing my child over my spouse.
Having heard what everyone has said, I personally, Chidima, still stand on divide on this particular side that I am saving my spouse and I am putting him first.